At St. Augustine's High School, there's a place everyone avoids, a classroom at the end of the old wing that was kept locked. Classroom 6B. The legend among students is terrifying. They say that 30 years ago, an entire class vanished from that room without a trace. It happened on a dark, stormy night. Substitute teacher was covering the class and started taking attendance. He called the first name, the student stood up, and then just faded away. He called the next name, and the same thing happened. One by one, they all disappeared into thin air. By the time he called the very last name on the list, the classroom was completely empty. The next morning, the poor teacher was found in his chair, rocking back and forth, endlessly whispering the roll call. He was never able to speak another coherent word for the rest of his life. Ever since, that classroom has been gathering dust, sealed off from the rest of the school. But late at night, janitors have sworn they can hear faint voices drifting from behind the locked door. A chorus of students quietly answering, "Present, sir." Of course, with any good ghost story, you get a group of brave, or perhaps foolish kids who want to debunk it. One night, a group of seniors decided they would be the ones to prove it was all just a rumor. They picked the lock, slipped inside classroom 6B, lit a few candles, casting long, dancing shadows across the dusty desks. One of them, a guy named Jake, found the old leather-bound attendance register still sitting on the teacher's desk. With a smirk, he picked it up, blew off a thick layer of dust, and started to read the names aloud. Michael. Da-da-da-da-da-da. As he spoke, a sudden cold breeze swept through the sealed room, making everyone shiver. A whisper seemed to answer, "Present." Jake laughed it off. "Emily." The candlelight flickered violently, almost going out. A girl's voice, soft as a sigh, replied, "Present, Tyler." A desk in the corner creaked loudly as if an unseen person had just leaned back in their chair. "Present." The friends were getting nervous now, their laughter strained. This was getting a little too real. Jake, trying to keep up his brave face, turned to the next page of the register. That's when his blood ran cold. The names on this page weren't from 30 years ago. They were their names. His hands started to shake uncontrollably. He read the next name, his voice trembling. "Is Sarah." A faint, ethereal voice echoed from right beside him. "Present." Sarah let out a piercing scream as her body dissolved into a wisp of shadow. She was gone. Brandon. Another of their friends called out, "Present," and his chair was suddenly empty. One by one, Jake was forced to call their names, and one by one, they answered and vanished. Soon, only Jake was left, holding the book. It was the last name on the list. He tried to scream to drop the register, but it felt glued to his hands. He couldn't control his own voice as it read the final name, Jake. And from his own lips, the answer came, "Present." The next morning, the janitor found classroom 6B locked up tight, just as it always was. But now, if you dare to walk past that door late at night, you might hear a few more voices joining the ghostly roll call. And if you listen very, very closely, you might just hear your own name being called next. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more chills. Thanks for watching.